So rare. Imagine finding a chaotic evil panda on our first day adventuring. Crikey, that's not something you usually see in the wild.
Hi everyone! We're back this week with another story on Swords and Sketches. This week, we're doing something a little bit different. Normally, we tend to talk about stories pertaining to things that have happened to us, or things we find interesting. But today, we thought it'd be a nice change to share a short snippet of our D&D adventures. Bro, get back here! I can't take you anywhere.
Come on, wait! Just let me pet it. It's so cute.
Just because it's cute doesn't mean it's harmless. Now, get back here. Anyways, about a month ago, we started playing Dungeons & Dragons.
At the beginning of the whole coronavirus thing, I learned how to be a dungeon master, or a DM for short. Essentially, I run the D&D campaign for all my players. If you don't know what D&D is, essentially it's an open world story game with near endless possibilities. It's quite fun. This campaign is only the second I've ever done, so it's quite a bit of work, but I really enjoy it.
I only joined recently, about 2 weeks ago, just in time for the insane debacle, which is what today's story is about. We call it the Pancake Incident.
Why not the Pancake Purge?
It hasn't been called that, but sure, I guess.
The Pancake Purge all began in a small city called Bone Call. The city of Bone Call is a place where our players have been trying to investigate a murder mystery, so they've ended up spending a considerable amount of time there.
My party at the moment consists of a half-orc fighter with a strong sense of honor named Zugobek. We're calling him Zoo for simplicity's sake. A humanish sorcerer with a drinking problem named Kalel, who we'll call Cal. Veleth, an elf cleric, who is an uppity noble disgusted at having to travel with so many buffoons. We'll call him V. Our halfling druid named Jolly. And then there's me. I'm a dwarf atavist named Amber, and I'm only here because Cal offered me pancakes.
Obviously the only good reason to join a party of adventurers. Anyway, the Pancake Purge all began a bright summer morning, after the party had eaten homemade pancakes made the night before. V and Jolly decided to head to the library to try and find some information on a potential suspect. And during this time, the rest of the party became somewhat bored, just staying in V's apartment. So Cal and Zoo decided they wanted to make some money during this time. Cal was like, "Hey Zoo, wanna make some money?"
How are we gonna make some money, Cal? We don't have that much time, and they'll probably only be gone for a few hours.
Well, we already made some pancakes, so there's no harm in selling a few.
They also somehow convinced Amber into joining them. I think she was just bored.
And so it began. First, Zoo and Cal went to the southern market of Bone Call and began peddling their wares. Oddly enough, for some reason, the people of Bone Call weren't particularly interested in buying overpriced day-old pancakes. The party was shaken, but not stirred. So they went back to the apartment and made an absurd amount of pancakes out of anything and everything they could find. Unfortunately, most of it was not fit for human consumption. I'm pretty sure one of them threw a magic potion in their hole just to see what would happen.
And now, with our horrifying cooking in hand, we set off to advertise. We remembered that the city of Bone Call had a magical intercom system to alert people of emergencies. We decided that this was clearly the best way of advertising our pancakes.
Back at the library, Jolly and V were quietly reading and obtaining information on their suspect, oblivious to the fact that not only had most of V's food been stolen for this endeavor, but also the upcoming danger to his reputation and livelihood. Jolly was essentially unaffected.
When Cal, Zoo, and I arrived at the town hall, I decided to stay back. I didn't want to pay for their mistakes. So instead, I tried to gamble with a child. He declined, so I just sat there and waited.
After scaring the guards away from the entrance, they entered Town Hall, carrying a ladder they also stole from V's apartment.
I think they just wanted to disguise themselves as maintenance. Because, hey, who questions people with a ladder?
After much persuading and threatening, they finally made it into the intercom room and found a glowing open book. They found the legendary relic that was maintaining all of the magical laborers throughout the city of Bone Call. These magical laborers are Bone Call's claim to fame. Assuming they'd found their goal, they began shouting at the book, to no avail. Only after looking more closely at the room and finding detailed instructions on the relic, did they find the right page to turn to in order to run the intercom system.
After testing it, they broadcasted their advertisement for magical pancakes all across Bone Call. At this point, I decided to leave them to their own fate and head back to the safety of the apartment, so no one could think I was involved in any way.
Returning to Jolly and V at the library, they were casually studying when the silence was abruptly broken by a loud sound of, "Is this thing on? Pancakes! Get your pancakes! Magical pancakes! You should buy some."
Now, just imagine being one of these two. They've been hard at work all morning, when all of a sudden they hear a voice they immediately recognize advertising magical pancakes. Not only does it sound super sketchy, but also they never even gave out a location for said magical pancakes. So even if someone was interested, they'd have no way to obtain them.
After spending no more than 5 minutes in the intercom room, they decided they would have no luck with their new advertising experiment and closed the book. Immediately, the room fell into darkness, and the two knew they'd made a big mistake.
After that, the city fell into chaos. All the magical workers collapsed into piles of bones. All industry immediately stopped in Bone Call. The guards were sent to investigate. Zoo somehow left unnoticed. But Cal decided the best way to escape the guards was to eat a pancake, which, upon consumption, immediately exploded, leaving himself and the nearby guards paralyzed. Zoo came in and rescued him, somehow still unnoticed, and fed him yet another poisonous pancake, hoping it would help.
That pancake very much did not help. After eating it, he began to hallucinate about flaming donuts, which he was convinced were attacking him. Zoo had nothing left to do but to escape while carrying his paralyzed, hallucinating friend to the others to receive help, after they spent the night in an alley nearby.
By the time they made it back to the apartment, the rest of the party had already left them to fend for themselves. So, that's where we'll leave them for today. We're considering doing more stories from our D&D campaign in the future, so let us know if you want to see more of these. Thanks for watching!
G? Where did that panda go?
I'm sure you'll find it. Eventually. We tend to I did not write this.
DM for shirt. Shirt. Stomach made noise, so you might want to do that again.
Yes.
My stomach made